This holiday season, celebrate your favorite person with gifts from Stanley1913.com. From festive new tumblers, mugs, and stocking stuffers to gift-ready holiday sets, Stanley has you covered with unique treats for everyone on your list. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders over $75 now through the end of the season. Visit Stanley1913.com today and make this holiday unforgettable. That's Stanley1913.com.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Washington Wrestle Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Mike Jolly. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Whether you're listening live on a multitude of platforms that I'm on, including but not forgetting places like Amazon Podcast, IMDb, Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker. You can listen on X through the LFC podcast. Oh my God, really? Having some technical difficulties, it looks like. Might be the computer, I'm not sure. But I'm going to have Mike Larkin on the show, as well as my friend Bree Miller. And what Bree doesn't know is I have a special announcement regarding her. So we're going to do this on a Zoom call. Thank God I let's see. No. How do I share this? Nope. Don't want that. Nope. Okay. So. Nope, don't want that. Not going to start video more. I want to share. Share whiteboard? No. URL? Nope. Don't want that. Share. No, I don't. I want to invite people. This is like not really. Not really the most friendly thing here. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We'll do this. Boom. All right, so hopefully we can get the two of them on. Why are you not charging? No wonder. It's not plugged in. There we go. All right. That's it. Joining. Hello. You there? Are you there? You need to turn on your audio, Bree. You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're just waiting on Mike Larkin before we get underway here. How the hell are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
How's the thumb doing? I know you were having some issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back to the doctor on Tuesday, so I should know more then. So far I've been cleared for dust word, but work's not giving me none of that. Because I'm on a workman's comp, it was an work injury, so they don't give a fuck.
Oh,
It's like, injured at work, they have their answering phones right now, but, since it wasn't, they don't care.
I guess that's better than, sitting on your ass doing nothing.
Right.
Mike's he just told me that he's watching the end of Dynamite. I just can't get into that show anymore.
I mean, I just don't have a way to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big weekend.
I mean, it's like, honestly, I'm really grateful to all the British guys who review these shows, because otherwise I wouldn't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, that's why...
I'm not going to buy expensive shit just so I can watch wrestling.
Oh, that's why man invented YouTube, too,
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I'm grateful to those British guys reviewing all the shows for me.
Yeah, I mean...
They still know what's going on.
So,
reasonably.
Did you...
Even if I didn't witness it myself.
Did you hear about Josh Barnett's Bloodsport this weekend?
No, I did not.
So, another Forbidden Door thing. So, this is hosted by Game Changer Wrestling. And they do it every year at WrestleMania weekend. It's like tap out, knockout. There's no ropes on the ring, blah, blah, blah. But this year, Masha Slamovich is facing Shayna Baszler.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did hear something about that.
So this is, I mean, what's going on here? I mean, I know the thing with Jordan Grace appearing at the Rumble, that was Scott D'Amore doing, and then he got fired. He got fired like a week later.
Yeah.
And, which sucks.
I mean, that was, honestly surprising.
But I think with Triple H in charge, and especially now with The Rock, we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, I think.
I mean, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see them do something with all companies. I mean, last year, Shinsuke Nakamura appeared in Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah, facing the Great Muta. Jesus, I mean... They had Jushin Liger at an NXT event a few years ago, if you remember that. But,
yeah.
But, I mean...
It's not like something that's, totally brand new.
Yeah.
That they've had, people come in from other companies.
Yeah, I mean...
they actually, partner, with, Japanese.
I think they should get in with some of the promotions in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, they used to. I mean, don't you remember when their, last used to be real thin, and they'd have, Royal Rumble, and, there'd be, a bunch of guys that's what the hell is this? And they'd all have their masks on.
Yeah, they all had their masks on and everything.
So it's just what the fuck is this? Because, when you're a kid.
All right. So we're just waiting on Mike. So the original plan was for us to be, I was going to be a guest on his show, and he was going to be a guest on my show. But he just said, it's just my show tonight, so yay me. And just so you know, I did not go out karaoke singing tonight, which is my normal Wednesday thing. I'm so proud of myself. I'm drinking this.
The city's going to be sad.
It's going to be very silent.
It's the sweet, sweet sounds of your music.
The sound of Starbucks. Oh, God. Allergies are killing me. Oh.
There's not even anything here that can give anybody allergies yet. Nothing has bloomed or budded.
Oh, it has. I mean, last week.
I'm a fucking poet and I didn't know it. Oh, do I have to watch my fucking voice on this podcast? Goddamn language.
You know better. You don't have to worry about language.
Well, I mean, I don't know, if it's not okay or not.
Oh, it is.
As I can
We're just
the F-bomb.
we're just waiting. Let me see if I can get him back in.
I've eaten 4 or 5 edibles. I'm pretty fucked up.
Oh God. All right. Let's see. Okay, he's active now. I'm gonna repost it to him. I have not had the best of luck on these Zoom calls, these Zoom meetings. The last time I did one, well, actually, I had one very recently with a past guest, and it went okay. But the one I did for my birthday, Jesus Christ, that was an adventure and a half. Got hijacked 4 times.
And this is only my second Zoom ever. The only one I did before this was I did it on my laptop, and it was that cold, what do they fucking call that? I forgot, but it was like a casting call. They said it was a casting call for my strange addiction. Told them about the action figures. I don't know who. I never found out.
All right. So Mike says he's coming in here in just a second.
Okay.
And I'm munching on these amazing Cheetos Buffalo seasoned. Okay, they suck. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, they like the cheese and the Cheetos Mexican street corn variety.
The Mexican street corn, yeah, I've seen those.
Those are really good. And I don't really like Cheetos at all, but those I really.
They've got this popcorn, and they also have this one here that's like kind of like a French fry, but it's called Cheetos fries or Chester's fries, and they come in like fiery.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. But I like handicapped hot fries. That's the only kind of fries I want.
Oh, I like shoestrings.
No. I eat those, and honestly, I actually can. I should dump some out on a paper towel, and then if a paper towel is see-through afterwards. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so
it's like seconds from McDonald's in a paper bag. Ugh.
Oh, so are you ready for this weekend?
Oh, I am so ready. I'm gonna be watching. I don't know, except for that fucking last man. I don't care about that fucking show.
I thought about doing a live stream on either Twitch or TikTok. Just with the captions on, of course, and so they can't hear the audio. That way, there's no copyright. I mean, Christ Almighty, I've already gotten copyright notice on YouTube twice now.
I've never tried to live stream anything. But no, there was that one time I went on Facebook Live with my best friend, and we reviewed the 10 worst Christmas songs ever. But you want to guess what number 1 was?
Was it Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer?
Oh no, that didn't even make the list.
Oh.
No, it was that Wham song, Last Christmas.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that song is so awful. Makes my ears bleed.
All right, so we are about to be joined here.
Oh wow, I'm so excited.
Hello.
Mike, are you there?
I am. How are you, buddy?
Good, bud. Say hi to Bree.
Hello, Bree. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
So we've got. So I am under false pretenses here for just a second because I have one Hall of Famer, the Watching Wrestle Talk Hall of Famer, in Mike Larkin.
Thank you.
But we now have another Bree Miller. I would like to officially welcome you into the Washington Wrestle Talk Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Well, thank you very much. I am very honored. It's my very first Hall of Fame induction anywhere. So this is really exciting.
And I think you're being facetious.
I'm very honored. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Hall of Fame, of course, that's going to happen after SmackDown. Any thoughts on who the surprise guest on the panel is going to be for Stand and Deliver, guys?
Man, it's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see. I mean, I know he signed a Legends deal, but when you think of ECW, you can think of the Sandman. You can think of a lot of people that go into that in the Philly area because of the tie-in with Paul Heyman. But I don't know. I'm really intrigued to see who they got for the panel. That's my guess, just because of the fact that they're in Philadelphia and you think of ECW and the Paul Heyman.
Bree, what do you think? Or did you watch NXT last night?
I didn't watch it. I don't have any access to be able to watch them. And I really don't know who they put on a panel. I don't usually watch the Hall of Fame ceremony either.
Yeah, it's a damn shame that Bray Wyatt's not going in. I did watch the documentary that Peacock released.
I know that he did go in as something. I mean, he has to.
Yeah, he has to, but his dad's going in.
Okay, sure.
With his uncle, and the U.S. Express, of course, their success speaks for himself.
Oh yeah.
And Jesus, I'm losing my train of thought. That's what happens when you have allergies.
But I think a potential Bo Dallas return also.
Oh yeah, the documentary gave us a nice little hint and inkling that we might see Bo Dallas within the near future, possibly after WrestleMania. So I mean, that documentary was such a roller coaster ride that it took you through his career, his life, and times. It was really good for those who haven't seen it on Peacock yet.
That was an amazing documentary. And just when you thought you knew when you knew about Bray, Wyndham Rotunda, you learn all these other things that you'd never even knew about. But I think we're going to be. I think we are going to be in store for 3 surprise debuts, either Monday, Tuesday, or Friday next week, because that Stardom's. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Is it Julia?
Julia, yep.
She's in Philadelphia. From what I understand. And of course, you can't, forget about a certain Tongan from
Tama Tonga.
Yeah, Tama Tonga. So let's get into the gist here. Of course, the weekend's going to start Friday night with SmackDown. So who do you think will win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
I would say strap the rocket to him, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement there. Now, do you think Braun and Baron will lose the tag titles on Saturday?
You want to showcase the young tag team of Nathan Frazer and Axiom. I mean, you look at somebody who's if you want to talk about high octane aerial assault, you want to talk about one of the high flyingest, most prime tag teams right now. I think that would be a hoot. I mean, Braun Breaker really going in between the two. I mean, NXT is not it's a developmental brand anymore. They've been intertwining and intermingling on different brands. So I mean, does he really need the belt? No, but also at the same time, I don't mind it. So. If I was to pick it, I wanted to do a nice surprise, a nice little pop for WrestleMania weekend, and just because of their synergy that they have together, I would have to go Nathan Frazer and Axiom to win it. And yes, that would lead to Braun winning Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and him just skyrocketing. I can definitely see new tag team champions in Philly.
Yeah, and sky's the limit for who I like to call Baby Steiner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about it, he looks like his father, a younger version of his dad, Rick Steiner, and he sounds like his uncle Scotty when he talks. So, Of course, we got WrestleMania Night 1. Oh, God, how'd that happen? I was reading about the Ted Petty Invitational, where, Bree, I don't know if you've heard of this guy, and Mike, I don't know if you've heard of this guy on YouTube either. His name is Blake 0561.
Nothing doesn't ring a bell.
And he reviews like death matches from the past. And there was this one with Corporal Robinson and the Necro Butcher, now known as the MAGA Butcher. Yeah, he's not looking good at all.
I've seen some photos. I mean, when you think of deathmatch wrestling in the mid-2000s to the later 2000s, you think of the Necro Butcher from CZW, Ring of Honor, and all these many different promotions. And, of course, he was in The Wrestler. But, yeah, oh, my goodness, I've seen it.
So this one was originally called the Drunken Death Match, but Scumbag Rotten, because we know how much of a scumbag Ian Rotten is, announced renaming it to the Tommy Rich Death Match.
Wildfire Tommy Rich, yeah.
So basically, they started off with 3 shots of tequila apiece. And then every 2 minutes, they had to drink another shot. And it went for like 45 minutes. And I think Necro at one point had like 10 shots of tequila in him.
Oh, my Lord.
I
And
couldn't count, what they did before they went out there.
Oh, and he even announced on camera that he's been drinking since 8 o'clock in the morning. But he reviews like even these death matches in Russia.
It's cool. Very obscure, but that's a nice little variety as far as reviewing professional wrestling as far as the content goes. That's pretty cool.
So, have you guys heard of the celebrities that are going to be there so far?
Lil Wayne and Meek Mill on the rapper side of things, yes.
And Drew Barrymore.
I love that. I love that a lot.
Bree, what do you think?
Nothing. I don't give a rat's ass about celebrities at all. I mean, I understand why they're there and everything, but personally, I don't give a flying fuck.
Do you guys realize that this will be the final WrestleMania on Peacock?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think
that's going to be moving to Netflix too.
January 2025. And it's not just here in the States, but it's all over the world. So they're basically shutting down the WWE network all over the world and merging it onto Netflix. So, all the premium live events are going to be on Netflix, Raw, SmackDown. NXT is going to be on the CW, I guess.
Yeah, NXT on CW, you got Raw on Netflix. I mean, it's going to be really good to see what we have coming within the year 2025. There's a lot to talk about and a lot going on in that front.
All right, so for night 1, we have Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. What do you...
I'm going to go with Rhea for this one. I mean, because there's no reason why, Becky needs to have another title run.
And Rhea's had this title for...
No reason to, take it off of Rhea.
Now, Rhea's had this title for about a year now.
Yep, yeah. That's WrestleMania.
And I think this might be like a passing of the torch type of match. The old guard, one of the original 4 horsewomen of wrestling, passing the torch, giving the rub to a younger competitor. I mean, Rhea Ripley's just been on top. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, let's just keep her going.
I think when you have someone who's so hot like Rhea Ripley is inside and outside the ring, someone who's very untouchable, I gotta say someone who just goes balls to the wall with anything that she does. I think when you think of someone who's the best representation of your presentation, so to speak, I think of Rhea Ripley, and I think this is Riptide 1, 2, 3. I don't see Rhea losing the championship here. Everybody's been clamoring and really been wanting to see Rhea and Becky for many months now, and now here we are at WrestleMania. Much like with Charlotte, this is a coming out party even more for Rhea Ripley. I mean, let's just have Rhea be one of the, like you mentioned, the 4 horsewomen of WWE and Becky Lynch, and let Rhea just keep rocking till the wheels fall off, man. I think Rhea has to retain here, but this is going to be something that a lot of us are really going to enjoy. But I got to go with Rhea Bloody Ripley to retain at that championship.
Yeah, I'm going to go with mommy, Rhea fucking Ripley. Yeah, we cuss here, so we're not PG. All right. So, here's one I'm kind of looking forward to. For the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. And you know, I've been a fan of Sami Zayn for, I mean, ever since the days of El Generico. But do you, can he make a credible, believable match? You know, have a believable match with Gunther? I mean, Sammy is probably one of the best, facial expression sellers in wrestling today.
That's why we all love him so much.
I mean, Jesus, when he turned on Roman Reigns last year, that pop that he got, and then, Montreal, and then WrestleMania last year. But will he keep that momentum going against an unstoppable beast like Gunther? I mean, and, it seems like they've been doing this ever since he was in NXT UK, holding that title for, what was it, 700 days or something, 600 days?
About that, but most of the time we were going through COVID at the time, but yeah, around that time, yes. And
here now, he's had, he shattered Honky Tonk's, record reign. He's in, the 600-day reign again?
Over 600 plus days with that Intercontinental Championship, yes, sir.
I think that, maybe it is, time for him to wrap it so they can, pull the trigger on him, finally, and push him into the main event scene. But should he drop it to Sami Zayn? I don't know. I love Sami Zayn so fucking much, and I would love to see him, with the title. But, is he, the right man to go over Gunther? I don't fucking really think so. As much as my heart would love to see it.
Stranger things have happened. At WrestleMania.
I gotta go with Brie on this. When you think of someone like Sami Zayn, when you think of evoking emotions, eliciting reactions, you think of Sami Zayn. And the Rocky 3 storyline that we saw on Raw with him and Chad Gable. There's still some unfinished business with Chad Gable ever since he made his daughter cry. So I think in this particular scenario, I have to go with the Ring General Gunther. But I think this one is not a match that a lot of people should sleep on. And this definitely has the ability to really steal the show. And I think his transformation from where he was, Gunther looks absolutely amazing. You got him, you got Kaiser, you got Vinci, and you got the ultimate underdog that is Sami Zayn. Really tells a compelling story, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to get the Ring General Gunther to retain that Intercontinental Championship.
All right, next up, we have the 6-pack ladder match. The Judgment Day versus DIY. Still probably the best damn tag team name I've ever heard. The Awesome Truth, The New Day, the most ridiculously named tag team I've ever heard, A-Town Down Under. And then, the New Catch Republic of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. This could be a pick'em. But, I'm not going to go with A-Town Down Under. Grayson Waller just rubs me the wrong way.
Is it the Aussie? What is it? He does have that punchable face. What is it, Mike?
It's exactly that punchable face, this smarky attitude, that goofy-ass grin he's got.
But Austin Theory got that too.
He does.
That's kissing face.
It looks like he's got a booger perpetually up his nose.
Yeah.
So who do you guys got in this one?
For this one,
I don't think the New Catch Republic.
I would like to see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate actually, you know, I believe this will be Tyler Bates' first WrestleMania too.
Yes, sir. They're both of their first WrestleMania, Jeff.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Pete Dunne was Butch at this time last year, and I think he accompanied Sheamus, but then went to the back.
Yeah, the Brawl and Bruce just accompanied Sheamus last year. Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'd like to see R-Truth win a title, other than, a godforsaken 24/7.
Well, that's for me, too. I think the story of the fact that they keep beating up R-Truth, and, R-Truth has finally seen the light. You have the Awesome Truth back since 2011, the last time we saw them team. So I think if you really want a feel-good moment, you have to give it to R-Truth and The Miz and Awesome Truth. I think every one of these teams are really going to go out there and really be a show stealer. I mean, we've seen multiple ladder matches in the history of WrestleMania, whether it be one-on-one or multi-man. But in this one, I got to go with the feel-good story of R-Truth and The Miz, the Awesome Truth, winning the tag team.
Yeah, ladder matches, especially multi-man ladder matches, they do steal the show. And, more often than not, old Davey Meltzer will give them a very high rating because of the chaos that it, creates. But it's a fun chaos. It's like a car crash. You can't turn yourself away from it. You're not supposed to look, but you've seen so many incredible spots in ladder matches over the years.
We just celebrated the anniversary of 2017 where the Hardys came back and won it in that multi-man. So. Yeah.
So, Bree, you got the New Catch Republic?
I do. Because if they want to start taking tag teams seriously, that's a strong tag team right there.
And they've been doing for years, going all the way back to England.
British strong style.
Right. If you want, some tag team plus, Danny and Priest, I, have something good for him to make too.
I think so. But,
Singer Money in the Bank to, finish his chapter.
Well, who knows? Oh, this will probably be one of my favorites to watch because this guy is just so over now. Ever since he left the bloodline, brother versus brother, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso.
Yeet.
No yeet.
Yeet versus no yeet.
I'll tell you, Jesus, nobody is more over than Jey Uso right now.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Every time I see, watch Raw or see a video, people are doing his little, his dance that he does where he, waves his hands in the air. McAfee's doing it.
The Yeet dance, man. The Yeet dance.
Yeah. And the crowd just goes nuts for him. That right there is like another guy that could skyrocket over the next year or two.
When you have that infectious thing, it's like when Jeff Hardy went solo by himself. Jey Uso is just one of those guys who's just so likable, infectious personality. He can have you in the palm of his hands. And we've seen Matt and Jeff Hardy at WrestleMania. We've seen Brett versus Owen. Now we got Jimmy versus Jey. I think in this particular scenario, with everything that he's been through, with Jimmy, always saying, I'm the older brother, the no yeet dichotomy and dynamic, I think how can you not go for Jey and root for Jey and want to see him win this? So I'll do my early prediction here. I will go with Jey Uso to get that dub.
I'm going to go with Jey on this one.
Definitely unanimous. I'm also going with Jey for this. Simply because it would, be that feel good thing, and
it would shut. It would shut Big Brother up once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then Little Brother's got to get his ass whooped too, but so that'll probably be at the next PLE. So next up, oh wow, a 6-woman tag team match with Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, the women's tag team champions, taking on Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the WrestleMania debut of Jade Cargill.
What a firecracker, man. I love me some Jade Cargill.
Jesus Christ. I watched her a bit in AEW, but then the Royal Rumble happened, and not gonna lie, she is a star already.
I completely agree. I think when you have 3 women like Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi, you can just tell when she was in the ring with them, like, she's so happy to be there. She's getting that WrestleMania moment. Who better to save them against Damage Control? And I'll say this right now, another one that is a sleeper in this particular matchup. Every single match has a great story to it on WrestleMania, but this one in particular, seeing Jade, seeing her power, seeing her strong, seeing her strat, her just overall power and just everything that goes into what she does. Her stature and her power-esque and just everything, man. I have to say, I got to go with Jade and them winning. And also, I see Dakota Kai taking the pin in this particular matchup. But I'm loving this, man. I love each and every one of these progressions. Even though it's later to the mix on the WrestleMania card, God dang it, man. They've put on a doggone show with this one. So I got to go with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi.
What do you think, Brie?
I am also going to go with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. Because it is time for Jade to prove all of her haters wrong. There's a lot of people that question, Jade's ability in the ring. And I think that, now is the time that she's going to show them that, she can actually go.
I mean, if the Royal Rumble wasn't proof enough, for God's sakes, look how she handled Nia Jax.
Exactly, and to go on to Bree's point here, I think she makes a great valid point. Just everything that goes into it, like with everything that she's saying there. I love the fact that Jade Cargill, coming from AEW, Tony Khan just bada boom, put her out there. I look at it like this, for someone who learned on the fly and now she's under that system where it's okay, we're going to show you here in the Royal Rumble, showcase you, give you some time. She's been on the grind, she's been working hard in the Performance Center, she's trained with Natalia and TJ Wilson as a kid. Like, I'm just really impressed within these X amount of months of what we've seen, and now she's ready to let that star shine and everything align at WrestleMania. So this is definitely one that a lot of people should tune into if you've not viewed Jade Cargill.
So, and then next up, we've got a tag team match with Santos Escobar and the most hated wrestler in the world, Dirty Dominic, taking on the LWO of Rey Mysterio and the WrestleMania debuting Dragon Lee. This one I don't know about.
I'm going to have to go with the LWO on this one.
Dragon Lee is just... God, I can't even... the only bad thing I've ever seen him do was... It was an accident on the G1 special when he broke Hiromu's neck.
Oh, Hiromu Takahashi's neck, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, he's continued to just... perform at such a high level, and he's got a very bright future, but there's that wild card that I keep hearing about.
Dirty Dom is dirty.
There's also another wild card I keep hearing about, and that's Andrade.
Oh, yeah. They keep, him in the mix when it comes to this stuff.
The other layer that you have to look at besides Andrade being involved with the Judgment Day and being involved with Dirty Dom, I think this is another chance of, like we saw a year ago, Dominic gets that revenge bag, and he's the one who pins his father in this WrestleMania match. The other thing, if you notice on SmackDown, you see Carlito in the background. Everybody's chanting Carlito. Everybody thinking Carlito's going to be Ray's partner. They can do like a swerve like they did with Santos. You can have Carlito turn on Ray and the LWO. So there's many different layers to that story that are right in front of our faces. But man, if I had to pick one for this one, like you guys mentioned with Andrade, another layer to the form here, I got to go with this one with Santos and Dirty Dom. And Dirty Dom finally gets that victory over his daddy, Ray, at WrestleMania, and they get the tag team dub on this one.
Yeah, I think I will agree with you. Though, you've got the future of Lucha Libre and Dragon Lee. the Hall of Famer of Lucha Libre in Rey Mysterio, the current Lucha Libre in Santos Escobar, and then you have Dirty Dominic. Yeah, he just got Dom.
He's so over with everybody. Like that. If you want to have nuclear heat or you want to know how to get a character over correctly, that's Dirty Dom for you, man. From where he was just, it's Rey Mysterio's son, the father and son tag team, the father and son tag team champions. That turn in 2022 really propelled him for stardom. North American champion, just being all within the mix of the Judgment Day. Like that dude has really solidified.
He has. Oh my God! I have never heard someone elicit such a hatred. From a visceral hatred. When he speaks, the crowd boos him out of the fucking building. It's like,
it's been a long time.
That's the opposite of a Road Warrior pop. And of course,
this is the heat that you want a wrestler to get.
And then,
this is that 2015 Roman Reigns heat.
Speaking of which, the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth.
Let's get it over with.
Let's just get this one over with, because we know what's going to happen. Well, I don't know. I mean, why does he have to do that?
I'm going to go to bed before this comes on.
Well, it's going to be like what Rock said back in the day. I'm going to go take a leak. This match sucks. But I think the bigger story is that they're saying that somebody might turn on the other.
Right.
So,
and the team.
But
I think it's going to come down to, their, the Brock and Reigns are going to win, so that we have the stipulations in the night 2 match.
And then I
that's to do as ambiguous as possible.
And then I heard this wild rumor. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but if this Bloodline Rules match happens, Cody might have some backup in Big Brother.
Did he one off?
I don't know about that. I mean, he's still contracted to AEW.
He is, but
and I don't think that WWE and AEW are going to come to terms with working together.
They have before. Just not, on a live setting, mostly like a pre-recorded setting, like when John Cena had his 25th anniversary. They had Paul White, Chris Jericho, anybody that Cena had faced over the years that was contractually, contracted to AEW. AEW allowed them, which I thought was pretty cool. But like I was telling Bree, with Bloodsport, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this, quote, forbidden door, unquote, with Masha Slamovich facing Shayna Baszler.
Oh, yeah, you got a WWE wrestler against the TNA wrestler.
What's funny is WWE Peacock also has WXW. Is it WXW?
Yeah,
Germany.
WXW, ICW, they have all those stars.
No, they don't have ICW anymore.
Oh, they don't? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got rid of it. The contract ran out, but they still have WXW. But they did have Progress as well, but that contract ran out as well. But they have this 24 karat gold tournament, and Masha Slamovich was in it while she was contracted to Impact.
I have to agree with you. I think with what we're getting, like you mentioned with GCW, there's going to be more forbidden door, open door, if you will, however you want to define it, going on within professional wrestling. I mean, you look at the tag match that we have here. Man, I got to go with somehow there's going to be some, something that's going to happen where Roman and Rock kind of they don't, meet, or you know what I'm saying? There's going to be some malfunction at the junction, if you will. And Seth and Cody get the win. I don't see Seth turning on Cody, but I think somehow they squeak by with the win. We get Bloodline Rules, and that will take us to the night two. So I got to go with them boys, Seth and Cody, to win.
Which brings us to night two. First up, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Now, I got to tell you, Mike, what Bree told me on Sunday.
Okay.
Something about Drew. She liked him better when he was in 3MB.
Oh my goodness, 3-man band, yes.
But
It's just so fucking boring. I'm sorry. It's like I cannot care less about this match just because of him in it. I'm sure the match will be fine. I mean, it's fair that Seth Rollins doesn't really care about Young, because he's a very good wrestler. And I think he's saying, just find out with people.
I see her point with the 3MB because he was doing the air guitars and there was more like energy with it instead of just coming out and being like, I'm a badass. I see it. I definitely see it with the 3M band character.
Yeah.
He's a Scottish Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, that's what she said. A Scottish Jinder.
Boring ass champion to win. It should be a perfect time for a cash-in or something.
No, I've been hearing a lot that they are going to put the title on Drew, especially now that they announced Clash from the Castle being held in Glasgow this year.
Hydro, right?
Well, where?
The Hydro.
Yes, the Hydro.
I mean, it didn't really work that well for Jinder Mahal when they did that thing in India.
No.
And Drew McIntyre is also very boring.
But Drew is so massively over in...
Because there's nobody there to protest about it.
But Drew is just so massively over in the UK. He's like the British Bulldog was.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know nothing about what UK people that really care about it or something.
They're insane over there.
Oh yeah, very much so. And I mean, to go on with Mike's point here, Drew McIntyre being that, just that heel, I prayed for this to happen. That there's going to be him and CM Punk down the line when Punker comes back. He's also on commentary for this, so what will the CM Punk interference or what will CM Punk do in this matchup? But, man, I think it's Drew's time. I think he beats Seth Rollins and wins the championship. And if you want to do something, have kind of flip the script, so to speak, you have Damian Priest try to come in and cash in Money in the Bank, and he could be one of many, the Damian Sandows or the Baron Corbin. He would be one to lose, or Austin Theory even, to lose that cash in. Something happens, and then boom. I don't know, but I'm very interested to see what they do there, but I definitely see Drew taking that championship.
Theory actually cashed his in for the U.S. title.
Which is crazy to think about, but yeah, he was another one that was very unsuccessful. And that's the thing a lot of people forget too. You don't always have to cash on the World Championship. I know they made that rule ever since Austin Theory did that.
All right, so next up, we've got the Women's Championship, Io Sky and Bayley.
Okay, I'm going to go with Bayley on this, because I think that, Bayley was Damage Control. And, the faction is the name, though, because WWE does not keep women's factions together, for, I don't know, but as long as somebody takes a bathroom break. Because if they kept Damage Control together this long. So, I mean, something's going to happen. Damage Control is going to start to
implode.
Have problems, and Bayley's going to come on top and, be champion again.
So you got Bayley on this one, Bree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I have to agree with Miss Bree over here, and I gotta go with that girl Bayley. Hey, we want some Bayley to beat Io Sky.
Oh God, are we gonna do this? Are they gonna do that in Philly? I wonder.
Probably. If you're gonna get some international fans up in that piece, man, you're gonna get some. Hey, we want some Bayley up in that.
Oh, I think we will get it. Now, here's one that might steal night 2. AJ Styles and LA Knight.
I mean, I'll go on this one. I mean, like you mentioned with the last one, definitely Bayley for the Women's Championship for that story, but with this story, man, this is LA Knight's first WrestleMania. He's got a great opponent in AJ Styles. I think these two are going to look to do what they do and do what AJ Styles does, and that's be phenomenal. But with everything that's gone into it, if you don't have LA Knight with his debut at WrestleMania and get that shine, oh my goodness. But I gotta go LA Knight for this because he's so hot, wet, white hot, yeah. And everything that goes into him, man, I gotta go with that boy LA Knight.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you on that. LA Knight has to win this. He's got the perfect opponent in AJ Styles. they're going to have a wonderful match, that's, going to be, probably one of the top lines of the night.
I like the story that it's told. AJ Styles was supposed to team with John Cena and, do all this, get the undisputed Universal title shot. And he got injured, and LA Knight came in and signed that contract to team with Cena, and then, history speaks for itself. LA Knight had that undisputed Universal Championship shot. And of course, long-term booking says, no, we're not going to give you the title yet. But I think it's time for LA Knight to shine.
Agreed, like you mentioned, Mike, with the story that goes into it, from getting arrested at his house, dressing up like one of the security, and then attacking AJ. Like, these two are just out to go and get it, man. And I think, like you mentioned, Bree mentioned, perfect opponent, perfect matchup. Let's go. That's the mixings for an amazing matchup and an amazing night. Let's do it.
Did they ever face off in TNA?
No, because when he was there, AJ Styles was already gone.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so next up we've got the triple threat for the U.S. Championship: Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. And you knew this was going to happen based on the Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble.
Lady go first on this one.
Goddamn, okay, well, Kevin Owens is one of my favorite wrestlers. So I know where my heart is going on this. I want Kevin Owens, more than anything in the world, and I don't want to be steered away from him. But I don't take anything away from Logan Paul. He might be a despicable human being, but yes, he can wrestle, and he does amazing shit that a lot of guys don't even have the balls to fucking attempt. But I think that they're going to probably put it on Orton, because that's what they always do.
The last time, it's funny, like WrestleMania in 2018 was when Randy Orton walked into WrestleMania as the United States champion in that fatal four-way match. But, it's interesting because, like she brought up there, you have Logan Paul, who, again, say what you will about him, that buckshot lariat, the frog splashes, everything that he does is just so smooth for someone who's only done this for such a short amount of time. You got Kevin Owens, who wants to get that ultimate revenge because of the Royal Rumble. You got Randy Orton, who got screwed by Logan Paul. It's a coin toss for me. Does Logan Paul, the Despicable Heel, wind up retaining, or does Kevin Owens finally win it? If you want to really do something and pop the crowd, I would have Kevin Owens win it. But I could also see a certain scenario where Logan Paul somehow sneaks his way out with the brass knucks and he pins Randy Orton, which leaves leeway to another matchup with Kevin Owens at the next pay-per-view. Kevin Owens wins it there. So
I think
I would like that. I would like that outcome.
I think there's more to this than we know, because you know KSI is going to be there.
Oh yeah,
but is baby brother going to be there as well?
Jake Paul.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think he's having that Mike Tyson thing anymore, is he?
No, I don't believe it's happening right now. I think they go
down. So, I don't know why he wouldn't be there then. And he, would probably get involved if he's there.
I mean, he got involved in Logan's match with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got involved with Roman.
Well, he did have that little interaction with the Usos. I was really hoping they were going to have, Solo and Jake Paul, because that would have been fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's wiggle room in the future for the Usos against the Paul brothers. I think that's definitely something for the future.
Now, this one was made very, very recently. A 6-man Philadelphia street fight. Of all the names they could have given this group, the Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits with B-Fab versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam, Razor with Scarlett and Paul Ellering.
They have finally found something for Karrion Kross, because he's been hitting it. I love this duo.
This group, yeah. I think, it was like Arn Anderson once said about Paul Ellering when he became the manager of the Road Warriors. Arn Anderson said he is the straw that stirs the drink, and I think,
Yep.
and I think that's, I mean, what Karrion Kross needed, and it was nice to see them bring back Paul Ellering. Of course, he might take off for a few weeks when he does the Iditarod, but that's.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still very useful to the industry.
Oh, he is.
And getting wrestlers over.
Oh, Jesus.
He does what, a manager is supposed to do.
He's a manager's manager, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing that for, the Final Testament. With husband and wife, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and then Akam and Razor. I'm going to go with the Final Testament on this one. I mean, I love what they're doing with Karrion Kross. I mean, he was tearing it up when he was in NXT, gets to the main roster the first time, and just fizzled. I mean, nothing worse than having your NXT champion lose his debut match to Jeff Hardy. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Jeff Hardy's a great competitor. He puts asses in seats.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, he should not have won that match. He was at this stage of his career where he should be putting, younger wrestlers over, wrestlers that are newer to the roster over.
Yeah, and
Kross is not young, but he was newer to the roster, so he should have been put over in that case.
Yeah,
that would have been a better thing to do because it really hurt his credibility.
It did, and then he ended up getting released, and then they brought him back. Which. Well, with Triple H in charge, Triple H knows the business. He knows what the talent when he sees it. He's always said he's just a fan like all of us. So if there's, I mean, Jesus, look, he's signed Jade Cargill for fuck's sake. Who knows who else he's going to sign? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, hell froze over.
Yep. I mean,
hell really froze over. No kidding.
I mean, for this matchup, like I'm gonna have to go with Mike on this one. Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, the Final Testament. I mean, they've also been planting the Easter eggs and the seeds of Karrion Kross is like, hey, Montez Ford is the star. I'm just saying what everybody else is thinking. So they're putting in the sprinkles of, Montez Ford turn on the pride. But I don't think that's going to happen here. But, I mean, if you want a big definitive win for the Final Testament, it's over Lashley and the Street Profits. They're already over. Bobby Lashley is Bobby Lashley. If you really want to really level up the Final Testament, they get the win here at WrestleMania in the Philadelphia Street Fight. I'm excited for it, and like Mike said, Karrion Kross has really been tearing it up and tearing it down ever since his return into the WWE auspices. I love it. Now, Bree, who are you going to go with? Karrion Kross in the Final Testament, or are you going with the Pride?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Final Testament. Let's just get that out of the way, and I agree with everything else said already.
All right, and then there is the finale for the undisputed WWE Universe.
This, as I was, a week ago. And I'm wondering who they're going to have in this.
So I have heard rumors that, there was a little Easter egg. I don't know if you caught it. When Rock was beating the living crap out of Cody, but there was two pictures on the side of on a side of the WWE truck.
Mm-hmm.
And there's talk. They've been talking. Well, I know one of them for sure will be there. The other, his filming commitments, especially with Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
But we may see an appearance by the Texas Rattlesnake in this match.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
And
I'm just going to step away from this one.
if we see Stone Cold Steve Austin as a final fuck you to The Rock, cost his cousin the Universal Championship. Can you imagine that if you would?
I mean, The Rock, and as far as wrestling standpoint go, they haven't wrestled really in 21 years. But I think with Austin coming back against Kevin Owens 2 years ago, man, like the pop that it would get, and like you mentioned there, Mike, like Cody Rhodes finally winning that championship, finishing the story, beating Roman, and just that final FU, like you mentioned, the perfect foil, the ultimate feud between The Rock and Austin, that one final screw job. Like, man, I gotta go with Cody on this, but I mean, it's going to be really sweet to see how everything comes into fruition, how everything really goes and gels together.
This is the perfect example of long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, this has been going for over a year. They've done it once before with Rock and Cena. Well, that was over a 2-year period. When you think about it, there was, Rock hosted that WrestleMania where it was Cena the Miz. And then they built that entire year, Rock versus Cena, once in a lifetime. And then Cena wins the Royal Rumble and faces The Rock again at WrestleMania and wins the title. So a redemption for Cena. So this might be Cody's redemption.
I'm here for it. I think it's just take notes, Tony Khan, by the way. This is how you do a long-term storytelling and just everything that goes into it. The subtleties, the intricacies, the nuances. I'm here for it.
Yes. So I'm just gonna say Cody's gonna win this one. But there's also another rumor that a certain brother will be.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I thought you was talking about like some stupid like non-sanctioned match is going to be going down with like Hulk Hogan and The Rock or Hulk Hogan and somebody else, but.
No, he's on the physically unable to perform list. He's on the PUP list.
Last I heard, he said that he thought that he had a few matches left in him.
Oh,
no.
No, we don't need another Ric Flair.
No, we do not.
For fuck's sake, Paul, keep your legacy intact. At least you're wrestling one, not when you're dropping N-bombs and making sex tapes with your best friend's wife.
Cody Rhodes to finally finish his chapter or close the book or whatever the hell he's been trying to do for the past year and some months.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's WrestleMania. Now we've got NXT on Saturday morning. Well, Saturday morning here, at least.
Yeah, new afternoon for me.
Oh, Jesus, guess we're...
I don't know anything about it. I don't follow that down.
Oh, you should, because there is a great storyline with this one. And, Mike, you know what I'm talking about.
Are we going to talk about the great trip Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams?
Yes. But also, for the pre-show, did you watch NXT last night?
I did, yes, sir.
So, apparently, Joe Gacy got injured.
Yeah, with Sean Spears.
No, it was in his match with Obafemi.
Oh, okay, good.
So apparently he got a concussion.
Oh.
But he passed all protocol.
Wow.
That tells you how tough this bastard is. I've watched Joe Gacy from his days in CZW.
Chainsaw Joe Gacy, that's right.
Yes, the chainsaw. And Sean Spears back in WWE. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, no more Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger.
I think the fact that he's keeping the chairman gimmick and he's added another layer to it with the spookiness and the cryptic vibes, I dig it.
We already talked about the Corbin, the War Dogs and Axiom and Frazier. What about Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo for the NXT title?
Man, there's a part of me that wants to see the Don, take that championship with the Stu Nods. Got to get the Don up in there. But, with what they're doing, Tony D has just proved himself leaps and bounds. He's got the character work, he's got the size, he's got the stature, he's got the athleticism, and him and Stax were killing it in the tag team scene. Now he's going solo with this one. There's a part of me that sees some chicanery, some shenanigans, if you will, to quote the late, great Dusty Rhodes, and we see Tony D win. But, god dang it, Ilya Dragunov is a house of fire, and he freaking rules. So I'm going to go with Ilya Dragunov to retain that championship.
The Moscow Torpedo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the rest of the card I could just really take a whiz on. Except for Mello and Trick.
There's a part of me that wants to see Trick win because he's just like so hot right now. The look that Trick can is everywhere. But I think we're going to have a continuation with this feud, and somehow Carmelo's going to get that dub. I got to go with that boy, Carmelo.
I don't know. Mello's been on SmackDown as well. He might be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
This is true, okay. But yeah, there's something about it here that I just see Mello, and I just see Star. I see Trick, I see Star. Like, this is really... It reminds me of Shawn Michaels in Triple H 2002. You know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Promo of, he gets run over. It was you, Hunter. You're damn right it was me, Shawn. That's the vibes I get with this.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is what you're missing in NXT, Brie. This is what you're missing. But other than... Those are the...
encouraging me to watch it.
Those
because I do have Peacock, obviously, because I can watch like WrestleMania and crap.
Which reminds me, I got to renew my Peacock. I forgot to do that. I'm gonna have to do that here probably tomorrow.
I mean, there is a lot really going on in the news. I mean, we mentioned the documentary, but I mean, I actually caught up on, speaking of stuff, like I caught up on that whole CM Punk, Ariel Helwani. Oh my goodness, like the pipe bombs and everything that went into my interview, my lord.
Oh, did you hear the accusation earlier today? Ronda Rousey accused Drew Gulak.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And Gulak responded back. I did see his response.
Yes, he did.
I did not. I haven't seen the response yet, but I did hear he responded. So.
Yeah, he said that he was like shaking everybody's hand or attempting to shake everybody's hand, and he had brushed her drawstring by mistake while attempting to shake her hand.
Yeah, so
it is true. Like when you arrive to work a show or arrive at training, you do shake everyone's hand. It is still like a thing that you got to do. It's a
time-honored tradition.
It's a code of honor.
I don't know, like, who's right. It's, she says, he says.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know she had talked about it in a News Nation interview, and Drew was just like, yeah, I apologize for the mishap. It happened over 2 years ago, so, it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot that really came out with that, but, Ronda's kind of like on the anti-WWE tour now since she has left and now is promoting her book, so that was the latest.
Yeah. And that's a whole big who gives a fuck for me.
Yeah. I mean, did you see any of the Punk Ariel Helwani thing?
Not yet. I haven't seen it yet, but I am going to watch it as soon as my phone's done charging.
Okay, I will say this, folks. He does go over the Jungle Jack Perry thing. He goes over a lot. It's definitely a must-see.
I will have to check this out. All right, guys. So you guys ready for WrestleMania?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
So, all right. So,
the grocery store tomorrow and get all the snacks.
So let's.
I already got the party favors.
No comment. So let's hear a voice here. How many of us have actually been to a WrestleMania?
I have.
Me.
Me.
Which one were you at, Mike?
WrestleMania 20, Madison Square Garden, the one where you know who won the World Heavyweight Championship, and Eddie Guerrero at the end of the night, both holding them up.
I was at the one the year before.
Nice. With Brock, so you got to see Brock get dropped on his dome piece with that shooting star press.
Yes, I did.
Nice. We're there for some history-making stuff there, even though it's history that we'd all rather forget.
Yeah, I mean, the Benoit won, of course, but I mean, it's just like that night. I mean, when you're in attendance where a whole New York sold out Madison Square Garden, it's Shannon, you sold out and boring for Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. It is an experience to be at that.
I was there for the return of the NWO in WWE, or the debut of the NWO in WWE.
Oh, that was what? That was No Way Out, wasn't it?
Yeah, No Way Out.
I was there.
Okay.
Undertaker spilled my popcorn because the kid that was holding it got too damn close to the Undertaker and the Rock. The Undertaker shoved him and hit that popcorn out of his hands, and ooh.
I'll have to check that out.
Like, broadcast of that pay-per-view.
All right, guys.
No longer see them on the network.
All right, guys. Well, I think this is going to wrap it up for us. This was a great preview of WrestleMania. Let's see how our predictions come.
Oh, absolutely. Bree, it was a pleasure meeting you and speaking with you. And Mike, I really enjoy always coming on. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, I appreciate you both. I mean, you guys, two Hall of Famers now.
You guys are great. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it. It's great to, share my thoughts with both of you and, hear yours also.
You just kind of rap, just kind of like a fireside chat.
Right.
And of course, Friday, I'm actually going to miss the Hall of Fame show because I got Ashley Graham coming on the show.
Oh, nice.
She actually just moved from Cali to Florida.
All right.
It's one you're going to have to hear, though. I'm just going to say that. I know the story, but you'll have to hear this. I'm not going to say anything.
No spoilers, Mike. Keep us on the edge of our seats, man.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's going to be my day to relax because after that, it's just balls to the wall WrestleMania. And I think you guys can agree with me. Forget Christmas, but WrestleMania is the most wonderful time of the year.
Hell yes.
Yeah, it's longer.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you guys go so I can go grab my dinner that's been ready for over an hour. Oops.
Oh my goodness. Oops.
All right. Well, I'll be in touch with both of you over the course of the weekend. And of course, if you guys get bored, I'll be live streaming either on Twitch or TikTok.
All right, my friend. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Bree.
All right, thanks, guys. Bree, I will see you this either end of September or early October.
All right, awesome.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, later.
There you go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. That was Bree Miller, the latest and newest inductee into the Washington Wrestle Talk Hall of Fame. And, of course, 2023 inductee Mike Larkin. Thank you so much, guys, for listening tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget you can go back and listen to all my other episodes, whether you listen to them on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, which is going away, Amazon Podcasts, IMDb, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, YouTube, or wherever you may get your podcast fix. This has been the Washington Wrestle Talk Podcast. I've been your host, Mr. Mike Jolly. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all, and good night. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
When you find what you love at a price you love, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley Pinch Me, ow, don't really pinch me Black Friday event. And when you find the sofa you love at super low prices, it's the Ashley Stain-Resistant Fabric, Where Have You Been All My Life Black Friday event. But don't wait, because it's also the Ashley, ooh, look, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide Black Friday event. Now extended until December 9th. So hurry in. Only at Ashley, Florence, Myrtle Beach, and Charlotte.